In this video, I want to show you how you can start using Flink to start processing streamed data with a really simple example and really simple setup without making it too complicated. But before getting started, let me show you a really quick demo to see what Flink actually does in reality with a really simple example. So here I have two Python scripts. The very first one is to generate data and stream it. The data could be from another database, from some APIs. It doesn't matter. We just need some data. So here we generate our own data, our own fake data, and it doesn't matter. We just need the data. And then we're going to stream it with Kafka. That's all we need to do here in this script. And the second Python script is all about to get the data from Kafka and then process it as it comes in real time, all with Flink. That's amazing. So let me show you how it works. So I just need to run this Python script here, generate and stream data, and then it starts generating and sending data to this topic in Kafka, sales stream. I've already created some other videos about Kafka and all the terms around it, so I'm not going to talk a lot about Kafka in this video. But as you can see, we have some data here. But let's take a look at the data really quickly. So here we have this data with these columns. There are two important columns for us. First is quantity ordered and then price each for each product line. So basically we have a product and then we have the quantity ordered and then price for each quantity. We want to calculate the total revenue for each product. So we just need to multiply quantity by price. That's all we need to do. And then we want to sum all the revenues for each product to have the total revenue for each product line. But the data comes in real time. So we need to do the process as the data comes. This is why we need Flink in this example. Now, on the other hand, we have another script to get this data and then process it real time. I'm gonna go through all the lines here, but for now, let me just run it to see what happens. So in another terminal tab, here I just need to run this Python script here, Python process sales with Flink. You're gonna see that it's calculating the total revenue for each product line as the data comes in real time. Look at these numbers, getting updated as the data comes in. Now let's get to the details to see how we can use Flink to do this. Let me kill the terminals. And then here in this article, I have all the codes and all the comments you need already here. So you can just copy and paste everything. And I don't want to go into the details. I just want to give you a big picture, a rough idea how it works. So the very first thing you need to have to generate and stream data is Kafka itself. So we can simply run Kafka with Docker Compose with configuration like this. This Docker Compose, what it does, gets the latest Kafka image and then puts Kafka in port 9092. You can have access to Kafka on this port on your local system, and there are some configurations for your Kafka server. I've already created another video explaining all these configurations, but for instance, here we have offset topic replication factor. It means that we just want one copy of offset topic, which is the default topic in Kafka. To run Kafka, you need to make sure you have Docker already installed on your computer. So for instance, if I go to my favorite directory here, and I can create a new directory called Flink with Kafka. And here simply I can create a new Docker compose.yml file and then put all the configurations here. That's all I need to do. Just save it. And then here what we need to do is just say docker compose up-d. Pay attention that the name of this container is going to be Kafka. You can name it anything you want. If you want to have two different Kafka instances running at the same time, that's fine. You can change the name and have two different instances. But if I run it right now, it says that Kafka is already used by another container. So I simply can just kill the current container running with the same name, docker remove Kafka. So first I need to stop it, so I say docker stop Kafka, and then I remove it. Then again I run it again, docker compose up -d. And now we have our Kafka container up and running. The next step is to write a Python script to use this Kafka container. So here is the code you need to copy and paste. But let me go through the details of the code a little bit. So first of all, there are some configurations to access the Kafka server. So the port is 9092 on localhost. We can set a topic name for our data. It's going to be sales stream, but you can name it anything you want, of course. Here we're going to use Kafka admin client, which is useful when you want to check if there are some topics already in Kafka, so we don't want to recreate it or we don't want to cause any errors. I create an admin client object here. Here I say list all the topics already existing in Kafka server, and then I will check if I have this topic already there or not. That's all this piece of code does. And then we close admin client. If there is no topic named this, it's going to create a new topic with that name. Also, you can create your own topics with Kafka scripts on Docker itself. You don't need to write it in Python, but it's easier to have it all in one place. And now the second step is to create a producer object. We use just Bootstrap server and we have value serializer, which is nothing special. It's just encode the value. And now the third step, which is the most important one, is generating our own fake data. It's going to be just a random choice of these options. You can put anything you want here and it's gonna come up with new data for these product lines or customer names. So here we have order number, quantity ordered, price for each product line. Here we have the product line name, customer name, and order date. So the goal here is to calculate the total revenue for a single product line. So we have a couple of products here: classic cars, motorcycles, trucks, and planes. So imagine you have a website, users going to the website, buying stuff. It's generating data all the time in real time. So for the managers, they want to see the total revenue for each product real time. Well, at least every minute or every second. But the point is that there is no stop point there. The data is coming into the system every minute, every second. One solution usually is that we, for instance, query the database to get all the data. But it's a heavy process to get all the data every second or every minute, gigabytes of data. And the reality is that we don't really need the old data, we just need the new data, and somehow we need to keep the state of the previous data and then combine them together. So we don't need to load the whole data, we just need the real-time data. And that's a whole idea of processing data in real time, because we don't want to query the whole database. We don't want to fetch all the data. It's a costful action to do that. And then in the end, what we want to do, here I have a constant. You can set the number of rows you want to send at once. So it's going to be just a random number because we want to simulate the real world. And here it's gonna, based on the random number, it's gonna generate a batch of records, and then for each record it's going to send it with using producer.send. So you specify the topic name and then the item you want to stream. That easy. And then you print it out. What have you sent already? And that's all we did in this script. So the only thing you need to do, just copy this code and come over here. I have exactly the same code here. Just name it, generate and stream data or anything you want, and it's all good to go. Just make sure that you have Kafka module installed in Python. This is what you need. And also some other modules like pandas or numpy. As soon as you have all the modules ready and all the code here, you can just simply run it with Python. Python generate and stream data. That's all you need to do. Now to have a quick test to see if actually Kafka receives this data and store it, we just need to run this command in terminal. Basically here we're using the direct commands of Kafka instead of using Python modules. So here I can simply copy and paste it. Here docker exec Kafka. Basically, we're saying that we want to execute this command on Kafka container. Here is the command I need to have access to. This is the command inside Kafka container. It's in this path. And then let's use topic sales stream and then show me the data from the beginning. And then the server is going to be this. So the script is Kafka console consumer. We also have another script for producing data, Kafka console producer.sh. I've already created another video talking about these scripts and commands, so I don't want to go into the details, but let's just run this one. And as you can see here in the terminal, you can get the streamed data real time from Kafka. So all good. Now let's go to the second part, which is the code for process the data with Flink. You can also get the same code from the article, but let me explain the code in here for now. These parts are not really important. The reason for these lines is that I wanted to show the data in the terminal in a nice way. So I wanted to see the data getting updated in one place. That's the script for that. It's not a big part of this script here. Let's go to the main function here. One important thing here is this jar file here. Because Flink needs to get the data from Kafka, we need a Flink Kafka connector. So you need to download this connector and then put it in a directory and then copy the directory and paste it here. So replace this path with the absolute path of Flink connector Kafka you have on your computer. You can download this file from this link right here. Also, you can get the latest one from this page. You just need to download it from here. That's all you need to do. So we add the connector. Here we set the runtime mode streaming. We want to process the data as it comes. We have some parallelism option here. We just set it to 1 for now. Now here we define our source. It's going to be Kafka source, the builder. We set the server, localhost, and the port. We specify the topic. It's sales stream. We set a group ID for that. You can come up with any name you want. We just name it Flink consumer. And the serializer would be just a simple string schema. And that's all. You build the source, and now we have the source here. And here we can get the data from source like this. And now we're gonna have the real-time data in DS. Now it's time to apply our processes on the data as it comes. Two important functionalities we have in Flink is map reduce. So basically what map does is that you can apply any function on each item. And what reduce does here is basically that it's gonna calculate a new value based on the existing result, and the new value comes to the system. For instance, you want to calculate the total revenue. So at every second, we're going to have a new data. So for the first second, for instance, we're going to have like number 3, okay? And then the initial A value we have is 0. So it's going to be like this. We have 0 and then we get 3. And the calculation goes back to A. So now A is 3. Then after that, for the new data, now for the A, we're gonna have 3. And we have a new data, it's 2. Now the value for the new A is going to be 5. So we're keeping the result of a calculation in a variable, you could say. And then we combine it with the new data comes into the system. And then we calculate the result and then again keep the result. So to do the calculation, we don't need the whole data from the beginning. We just need the latest calculation and the new data to recalculate it again. And that's the most important part of this script. The rest is just for showing the data in a nice format. That's all it does. And now as soon as we have this Python script, we can create another tab in the terminal, because we don't want to kill the other one, because we want one terminal to generate and send the data and another one to get the data and process the data. So here I can say Python process sales with Flink. And here you can see that there is a window for that. So it's gonna wait 1 second and then grab the whole window and recalculate everything. How fast you want it to calculate, it's your choice. You need to decrease or increase this window. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this. Until the next video, take care.